you guys? And it's a late night show, of course. We're just gonna come in with a little bit of a tea. Of course, I'm not forgetting about you guys. So let's get into it. We're gonna, as you read by the title, of course, you already know what we're gonna talk about. So let's get into Porsha before we get into anything. So we're gonna get into Porsha. Miss Porsha Williams has sat down with Carlos King to give us a little update in her life, and upon this time of year, she broke down a lot of stuff that we didn't know. So we're going to get into a few of those topics and then, chat amongst ourselves.
I come from, and I wanted to unveil what a beautiful Black family looked like, and that's what I thought I was coming to do. So it was no negative in my mind. And then season 2, reality kicked in and said, oh no, this is your real life.
So for context around this, before we even continue going on, she was asked a question about what she was, her being one of the original people on the show from like season 6 to now being one of the head people. And she's explaining what she was trying to present at that time and how she wanted to give her authentic self. She goes into her marriages, and this is what we take into this point.
And the dotted line you signed on, they still got to see the ugly. Mm-hmm. And I think that is where I bought into my staying power on reality TV, and where I paid the price to have supporters be on this journey with me. When they realized that although I thought my life was perfect and I wanted to cook his meals, that at this point my mama got to cook my meals. You saw on camera, my mama got to bring me breakfast. My mama got to house me, clothe me, etc. I think when I was able to let the camera see that a woman can see herself through a man's eyes only, and then forget who she is and then rebuild, that was important to show, is when I clocked in. I have a certain pedigree from which I come.
So I hear where Portia's coming from. She's basically explaining how she had an image of the show Marriage and Family and a Black family in a good light, a successful family and everything, right there on Real Housewives. And the image did not turn out being exactly what she wanted to be, because her marriage, we all know the information about her last marriages. Every man she dated after that, and that's understandable. Which I love what she's explaining too, because sometimes we do have an image in our head of what you're supposed to live, and things always didn't turn out that way, but she still wanted to show that raw and that true self, so she couldn't just leave that behind. Now we're going to get into another clip in which she was actually... Where did it go?
When I watched K. Michelle, her punishment was too hard for what she called the crime. I said, okay. I picked up my phone and I texted her, because that's how I am. Ask Candy, ask anybody, ask Sheree. If you do, I'm gonna text right away as I'm watching the show. And I said, hey, I just want you to know, I'm watching a show, and I see that you still didn't feel, or you were still upset with, me speaking to you about the situation. I said, I want you to know I am sincere, and that I never would have wanted to offend you about that. When I spoke with Shamia, she never told me any detail. You never told me anything of a detail of your bottom. I never would have done that, and I just want you to know from my heart, even though I saw her call me all them names, I was like, fuck all that. Let me make her as a woman understand that at the root of it, I never would have made fun of you. She said, okay, I truly appreciate that, etc. And, I appreciate you reiterating that you didn't know, or blah, blah. So I said, okay, cool. Put the phone down, we were done. Oh my God, the next day, she's tweeting saying, oh, well, what if you was to die? And what did you, doubling down? And I was like, okay, I see what I'm dealing with. And listen, I don't want to go too hard on K. Michelle. I just say this in general, as
a lot of the times catch what she's saying, what she said, like when she's speaking. And it's kind of like it's almost like she kind of forgets what she says. and how offensive it can be. Just like she made that comment, what was it, on last week's episode, she was talking about, oh, was it a miscarriage? And I'm not even not sure she really mentally caught that she said that. I think she just said it. And that's okay too, but like, hey, Porsha, she gotta read the room. But we're gonna let her continue.
As a person, in any space, you could be at work, they could be a family member, it could be a friend. If you are in any group and you are talking to somebody and they don't have a heart to understand you, they don't want to understand you, it could be for whatever reason, ratings, or want to be right, or just want to see you as wrong, they're never going to understand. They're never going to actually say out loud, oh, I understand, because they're too busy trying to do something else, whatever that else may be. So I said, okay, cool. So at this point, I know what else happens in the season. And although she's funny and she's adorable, I don't know how it's going to go over. I don't think that what was happening with her and Drew is going to go over as well as maybe she thinks it will. I don't. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think that when she looks back at this first season, she'll probably be like, oh, I probably chose the wrong team. And I probably should have gone about things in a more authentic way. When I watched K. Michelle, her punishment was too hard for what she...
No, I am sure Portia's coming from on this because she's, of course, speaking on the fact that she feels like she's misunderstood by a lot of the cast members. She says this a lot, which makes me feel like maybe, just maybe, she doesn't understand. Like, it's not even that. Maybe she feels like she's so misunderstood. Maybe she is misunderstood. Because she just says things out her mouth sometimes, and it's kind of like it's innocent sometimes, and it's very innocent. And it seems like she's being like very stupid or on purpose with it, but she's not. I feel like she's very, a lot of her comments and the things she says out her mouth is very innocent, and it really comes from the heart, and it means nothing. But the person taking it in could take it the wrong way if they don't understand who Porsha is. And I think that's the part she's coming from. And I'm going to give her that. And that's respectful. Now, let's jump into this interview with, and not her, the other part of her interview where she talks about her sexuality and her dating women. So let's get into that.
I always knew.
I knew at 7 I was into boys.
I'm pretty sure around that time. Yeah, okay. I'm going to hunt you, everybody. It didn't matter, girl, boy. We just come over. How can we put these two things together? Let's bump belly buttons. And I ain't care what was below the belly button. So at that point I said, yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I'm serious. It didn't matter. It didn't. I had me a girlfriend in elementary school and everything.
You did not have a girl in elementary school, Porsha.
Yes, I did. She had blonde hair. We used to go to the tire back.
You was in an interracial relationship?
Yes, I was. Oh my God, I never said this before, but
no, okay. My first boyfriend at 7 was Alan. He was a white boy.
Really?
That's why I was laughing.
Really?
I was 7. I lived in St. Paul, Minnesota.
I was definitely at a private school, and we definitely had our favorite tire. We'd go over there and do a little smooch. Yeah, just little and just cute and whatever. But yeah, I mean, but as an adult, when you're really thinking about your sexuality, I knew that I was attracted to women.
So I love how Porsha just explains it off like I knew already, and that's respectful. At least she already said she knew. She explored it. She did what she did. You saw how she used to be on. What was that girl from who used to do YouTube a lot? What was her name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's that girl? Oh my gosh. What is her name? Her name's on the tip of my tongue. What was that one girl she had messed around with? Oh my gosh.
never envisioned it being like a true lifestyle. And I think that.
Yeah, anyway, I couldn't find who she's supposed to be. I remember typing it in. I'm trying to. I used to follow her on YouTube a lot, and I don't see her name. So, anyways, we saw her little dibble and dabble between both genders, and it's. I'm happy for her. I don't know why everybody's making a big deal about it, really, because we've been seeing Porsha kind of dibble and dabble on both sides. It's nothing new. And overall, I'm going to say that I think this is the final one she was talking about is her relationship with Shamia. Now, this one to me, I didn't fully get to see this part, so we're both going to be reacting to this live with you guys, and then we're going to say what we got to say. We got to say.
Shamia ever once come to you and say, hey, friend, I want to be a housewife of Atlanta. Put your girl on.
We had actually started Kiki got to that place. And
Did Shamia ever once come to you and say, hey, friend, I want to be a housewife of Atlanta. Put your girl on.
first of all, I'll say this. I shy away from talking about Shamia in recent interviews, just because in season 17, she did something so low down, so disrespectful, so hurtful, and so unwarranted that I do shy away from speaking about her. Because what ended up happening out of nowhere, it was something that just taught me, okay, you really probably shouldn't speak about this person too much. You should probably just, step back and let her have it. You know what I mean? It really got to that place. And because
Did Shamia ever once come to you and
because at the end of the day, this show, yes, it's a show, but our friendship was real. Mm-hmm. And her still being on the show, I had to come into this season knowing, okay, you know what? We're no longer friends. We no longer have a relationship at all. But you know what? She's got her position and she should shine, period. Like, she's gonna shine. I always knew it. I always rooted for it. It's all I wanted in the beginning for her. It's all I would root for behind the scenes for her. And just because she and I are not close or have any relationship doesn't mean we can't be on the show and just coexist. And so I tried to do that the best of my ability. But it did get very bad in the end of the show. Like, she ended up bringing something, and I was like, this is out of the...
One thing I hate is the fact that when shows like this break up friendships, genuine friendships that started way before the actual show, is because it almost seems like you can't even blame it on you. It's like you can't point the fingers in the situation because it's more like the both of them let the fame get to their head. And egos took in place, and now you guys are no longer friends. I don't even want to point fingers because it's that both of you. You guys are both responsible for that friendship because it started before television, before the money. So respectfully, you guys got to handle that. That's just...
the blue. Like, we had got to that place. And because at the end of the day, this show, yes, it's a show, but our friendship was real. Mm-hmm. And her still being on the show, I had to come into this season knowing, okay, you know what? We're no longer friends. We no longer have a relationship at all. But you know what? She's got her... We had actually started kikiing and stuff, and it just... So I do shy away from speaking about her, just because I just don't understand what's there. It seems to be something that I'd rather not engage with. I've just moved on. It's a lot of women on this season. It's almost, 9?
There's 8 housewives.
It's 8 housewives.
Cynthia makes a friend of 9.
9, yeah. So it's a lot of people to engage with. So it really doesn't take that much away from the show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not like because she and I aren't close that is taken away. It's not. I found my people.
Porsha. I listen. Neither one of y'all are innocent in this situation, like I said, and I wish both of y'all continue watching Real Housewives, and we'll be checking in. We'll be checking in. Now on other news, I was getting upset because I saw a video yesterday of a Twitch streamer who was supposed to be walking, and I felt bad because he was supposed to be doing a 3,000-mile walk. He was doing it for charity. He was from for charity from Philly to California, and he ended up getting hit by a car. He almost got hit multiple times, but then this time he actually ended up getting hit. Ooh. Oh my god. Really? Oh my god. And I'm sorry we can't play the audio because it's got music going in it, so we're just trying to. But you can hear the lady in the background yelling at him and everything. The car. So what it was. So if you guys couldn't see, it was a car that was behind him, and there was a car that was coming behind that car that hit that car, and they all just went. It just yeah. But he ended up giving us an update, of course, explaining that he's okay. He's gonna be back out there again. So let's hear it.
God is the greatest. I'm good. We're just running some tests right now. We'll be back live streaming real soon. But we're gonna finish this race. We ain't gonna let the devil win. We're gonna make sure that we finish this marathon that God put me on, man. God is the greatest. I'm alive, and that's all that matters. Appreciate everybody that's checking on me. God is the greatest. I'm good. We're just running some tests right now. We'll be back live streaming real soon. But we're gonna finish this race. We ain't gonna let the devil win. We're gonna make sure that we finish this marathon that God put me on, man. God is the greatest. I'm alive, and that's all that matters. Appreciate everybody that's checking on me. God is the greatest. I'm good. We're just running some tests right now. We'll be back live streaming real soon. But we're gonna finish this race. We ain't gonna let the devil win. We're gonna make sure that we finish this marathon that God put me on, man. God is the greatest. I'm alive, and that's all that matters. Appreciate everybody that's checking on me. God is the greatest. I'm good. Just running some tests right now.
That's it.
We'll be back live streaming real soon.
I feel so bad. Finish this. I'm gonna be honest. At the same time, listen, this was a dangerous trip, and I hear he was trying to get it out here for charity. But sir, please do it for charity and be a little more careful, please. We don't want you injured out here just for charity. We want you actually thank God it wasn't worse. So please just for the life, just be safe. Just be safe. Now on terrible news, we got to get into before we get into that. Drew Sidora. So y'all remember how Ralph lives? Remember in the Real Housewives again? You remember how Ralph lives in the basement? Y'all remember that part, right? How Ralph lives in the basement. So the judge says he isn't buying the fact that she possibly. So here it goes. It says, according to court documents obtained by TMZ, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star has lost her latest attempt to remain in the Georgia home she shares with her estranged husband, Ralph Pittman. As previously reported, Drew and Ralph have been living under the same roof since their 2023 split, with Ralph staying in the basement. However, the court ordered Drew to vacate the property, and despite her recent plea, a judge denied her motion. In her request, Drew told the court she and her older son, who is not Ralph's, could face homelessness if forced to leave. She also claimed she couldn't afford the move, stating that she makes around $12,000 a month while Ralph brings in $71,000 monthly. In the same order, Ralph was granted temporary primary custody of their children, with the court noting concerns that Drew was not consistently taking them to school. Oh. So I didn't even know that part. So now he has full custody of them? Well, temporary full custody of them. Because she wasn't taking them to school, but she's saying she's working a lot. That's why she's on the show explaining how she works a lot and she's doing movies and this and that. And I'm going to give it to her because she's doing her thing. But granted, girl, you making $12,000, you can't move? What are you doing with the money? Drew is expected to be out of the home by the end of May as their divorce remains ongoing. Thoughts? My thoughts is, why are you still there? Well, first of all, girl, that was in what, 2023? Damn, I'm like 3 years ago and this nigga still living in the basement. I mean, excuse my language, but this nigga still living in the basement? He just in the basement? Ralph, how you doing down there? Are you all right? Are you alive? Drew get me, she might hurt you. I'm not even gonna lie. She just might hurt you just a little bit. And she lost custody of the kids because they missed too much school. It's just like, who was supposed to be taking them to school? Child. Anyway, I see we got to get to the end of this stream. So let's talk about Adrien Broner. Now, when I say, hold on. For a second, I ain't even gonna lie. When this man, I saw this video when he was over there. Y'all about to see the video I'm talking about that's going around of him having to kiss the girl and she says no, and then he catches a little hissy fit. I didn't realize who he was, and then I did a little research on him and had to realize who he was and how professional he was. So the way I wanted to go in on him, I can't go in on him, but at the same time, this was nasty behavior. And the things he's been doing is very nasty behavior. It's almost creep vibes. So let's get into his little. Ugh.
Let's kiss for the chat. That's crazy.
I'll kiss the chat. I'll kiss the chat.
Kiss the chat.
Julian, where's the seasoning?
Hey, though.
Just like
She gonna be a bitch. I leave though.
No, don't say that. There's seasoning.
Nah, I don't play with women. All that playing, I don't play with women, gang. I'm that nigga. I'm really him, bro. I don't care how beautiful a woman is, none of that, bro. I make my own millions. Don't nobody do a round for me. Don't nobody run a mile for me. None of that. I don't care about a beautiful woman. So if she want to go, let her go. Nigga, I'm rich already, gang. I'm me. I'm me, bro.
Objection, because last time I heard you was broke. And that was all over the blogs. Can we not lie? I'm already rich, gang. Your feelings were hurt because she didn't want to give you a kiss for the blogs. And you know why he was hurt? It wasn't even just that. All night he was trying to get at her. And she was either being rejected or his friend was blocking him from because he was doing creep stuff. Wait for it. Wait, I've been looking. Hold on, let me show y'all. Y'all think I'm lying. Hold on. Let me bring out some proof. Hold on. Because y'all only like evidence. So let me bring you that evidence. All night this man was trying to hit on her and she didn't want to get at him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
That playing, I don't play with women, gang. I'm that nigga. Let's kiss for the chat.
We're not kissing.
That's crazy.
I'm not doing that. I'll kiss the chat. I'll kiss the chat.
Kiss the chat.
Julian, where's the seasoning?
Hey, though.
Hold on, because it's playing my face. Adrien Broner. Les. Oh my gosh. Where is he?
What's wrong?
Can you get my phone?
No, I'm saying, yeah, I got you.
Oh shit.
Gang, come on, bro.
Oh, she like double fist.
No, stop. Hey, get my phone, gang.
Oh, she got
Get my
activated.
phone, gang. Go with him.
Bitch got activated.
Oh, there we go, right here.
Right. Hey, we gotta. They just called. They just called about the test results and shit.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Don't mind him. He's schizophrenic.
What? They come. What?
I'm sorry, bro.
Hold on, cuz.
They just called me right now. They told me I decided, come on, we gotta go. Cause
No. You did not just do that, cuz.
this is time to take the meds, gang. Right. Hey, we gotta. They just called.
And while a lot of this could be a lot of joking and skidding around, a lot of it is just not funny. Because a lot of it just seems like your friends is trying to protect them and you're just like being weird about a lot of stuff. And I don't know why you're being weird about it. Here goes another clip.
No, I didn't say you were out of shape. We had already committed to each other. Look,
Gang.
if you want her, I'll leave her alone.
No.
No, I'm just saying though. It's like you want her.
Out of shape.
No, I didn't say you were out of shape. We had already committed to each other. Look,
Gang.
if you want her, I'll leave her alone.
Constant
No.
harassing this lady, berating her, just like in her ear, drunk as hell, loud in her ear. You know what I hate is when a nigga be all up in your ear just with the and they making no sense because they're hella drunk. When I say how many times I've had to hold my breath from smelling Don Julio down my nose. Get this man on my screen. I don't know what happened between the professional him that I've seen of the research. You know, let me show y'all a little bit what I'm talking about. Let me show y'all a little bit what I'm talking about. Because maybe I just don't understand. This man has some weight to his name. This man has fought as a lot of people. A lot of titles he's won. I hear this man is a very good boxer, and I don't know what happened between the time of then, but apparently it was a lot of stuff like this in the media. A lot of controversial things kept happening, and eventually he lost all of his like brand deals and everything, and I guess it just kind of all closed down and he lost everything. So he went broke. While he's already talking about he's not broke. Maybe the streams are bringing him up a little bit, but other than that, he's broke. And I'll say that with no dollars in my pocket, right? I will say that. Because sir, how would you get on here and kind of berate this lady about, I'm rich. I don't care about you being pretty. If she wanna go, she wanna go. Well, you invited her there. And girl, I don't even understand why you're still staying there, but you know it's for the free liquor and everything. She's running a game. She probably wants the other friend, and he's just all up in her ear. And she's not interested. And that's just I didn't realize who this man was, but all I know is he do need some type of help. Cause then he just be crashing out. And it's to the point where him and his friends got into it a little bit. They're feeling overstimulated, they're feeling disturbed. Come on, let's just be honest. They're feeling disturbed. That man is acting weird. If he was all he got cussed out at that party, I would have been left. I don't know what them girls was doing, but he said they was from Miami. They ain't from Cali. They would have. That's two different pops. That would have been a quiet pop in a silence and just walk away professionally. Shit, California girl, nigga, you would have cussed the hell out from top to bottom. Talked about yourself, told about you. And we might would have started a fight with you. But I don't condone violence. That was a lot to take in, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna get up out of here with this stuff because we still gonna have to see you guys. Oh, if you guys don't know, I've also been doing a lot of some gaming. And so if you're not watching, make sure you get over to my Twitch channel, which is HmbleZayy Verified. Make sure you guys watch. It's just the same as my TikToks. So, and yeah, it's just same one. Click over. You'll see me later and we'll have some fun. Until next time, be safe and do not be like Adrien Broner. Good night.